Hello world, welcome to the stream. This is Coding a Roguelike in C, and we are on day 50 of this project, and it's the last day of 2017, and I think that this is going to be the final stream in this particular project. We've been building a roguelike for the past 50 streams. It's come along quite well, in my opinion. We built it from scratch using SDL2 and as the only kind of library that we were building with, and the rest of the code was written by us. And I think it's come along quite well. Let's just build and make sure that everything is running as we remember it. It's been a little bit. Game and see what's what. Alright, so here's our new game screen. Started in a room, we've got a goblin right off the bat. Let's grab some equipment. Shield here. That'll give us a little bit of... There's another shield and a gem. A little bit of boost. And you remember, so last stream we added animation effects to the game, and the only place we added them so far was we made our gems kind of pulsate. So you can see that here. It's kind of pulsing between its original purple color and almost white. We need a weapon here. Oh, we're gonna get wrecked. We found a staircase, but that's not super helpful. Let's get out of here. There's too much going on. Oh, there's bats here too. We're gonna get destroyed. Oh, battle axe, perfect. That's exactly what we needed. Let's equip the battle axe, and we can wreck these guys. Awesome. How's everyone doing today? Hope your 2017 was excellent and are looking forward to 2018. There's a gem and a sword. So today, for the final stream in this project, as I've said all along, I kept the scope of this project fairly small, just to kind of build out basic systems that you would need for a classic roguelike, and build them out just enough to have the minimum viable product, but leaving any further expansion up to anyone who wants to download the code base and expand. So the code base again is there's a link to it right above my head. Anybody can grab it from GitHub and play along at home, expand, build on this. And hopefully people will take me up on that. I'd like to see, if you do that, let me, drop me a link or something. Let me see what you've done. I'd be very happy to check it out. A couple of helmets here. Let's grab one of these. Alright, let's get out of this level. Pick up the sword here, because I think our battle axe is probably about to... Oh, the shield crumbles in my hand, so our battle axe is about to probably get wrecked. There's another one, perfect. So this is the basic game as we've built it so far. And so today I think we're just gonna have a little bit of fun. Let's see if I think our end game. I took all the cheat codes out a couple streams ago. So we might have to end this game the old-fashioned way and just get killed. Which will probably happen if we descend to the next level. Or we could just let this bat wreck us. But he's really not going to damage us, huh? We've got too much armor on now. Alright, let's just descend to the next level and start meeting, as you go deeper into the dungeon, you get nastier monsters. So I think there's an orc. Yeah, so he's hit us already, and we've died. You can see that was our best run yet. We got 13 gems. We descended to level 4 with Zorurth Stone Hexer, and so we're at the top of the Hall of Fame. So I've added kind of dual mode in this game. This is the classic ASCII interface, but there's actually a graphical interface as well, and that's toggled via the T, and you can toggle between straight up graphics and the ASCII mode. So you can see that here. If we go to, let me get back to the launch screen. You can also see that here. We took this, picture of a big cavern and we turned it into an ASCII picture. And we also did that on the inventory screen, that scroll background, that's the same. So what I'd like to do, the only thing that we haven't added graphical mode to is our map, our in-game map. So I'd like to spend a few minutes today and do that, and hopefully it will only take a few minutes, because the way that I've built the rendering engine is it's just, as far as the engine is concerned, it's just rendering pixels to the screen. So I say grab these pixels from this graphical atlas or this font atlas and copy them from, copy this square of 16 by 16 from the atlas and put it here on the screen. So it's just copying pixels from one place to the other. It doesn't know whether those pixels represent an ASCII character or graphics. Let's exit out of here. I'll show you what we are going to do. So in our VS Code, let's open up this window here. Right now we are using this, where is it? Font 16 by 16. Terminal 16 by 16. So we're using this as our font atlas. It's an ASCII character set, but it's just, it's just pixels, and each one is 16 by 16. So we grab the right square from here and we copy it to the right square on our map. But there's no reason that we couldn't, for example, swap out the characters that we're using to represent stuff on our map with graphics. And that's just what I've done kind of off stream, because it's just tedious kind of copying the stuff from one place to the other. If you can see here, I got a great fantasy tile set from Oryx Labs, and I'll pull up their site in a second. But this is the Tiny Dungeon tile set, I believe. So let's pull that up real quick. Can you guys see the browser? Yes. I think it's Oryx Design. Yep. So they make all sorts of sprites, and so here's the Tiny Dungeon sprite list that I got. It was 35 bucks. I think I got it on sale for one time. It was like 25 bucks. It's totally worth it, because you get all these, you can get animated sprites, but they have all of these little, this whole tile set, so you can represent some pretty cool stuff. And then they have these character sprites as well. But what I did was take a bunch of creature sprites and some of the terrain tile sets, like the one for walls and one for a floor, and I copied those graphics into the exact spot that the ASCII character was. So you can see, it's D, E, F, G. Oh, G is now a little goblin sprite. And then our kobold is a little kobold sprite. We've got, that's an orc. And then we've got a snake or a serpent here and a bat. And then some various equipment. So here's our gem and our shield and a sword. And then battle axe is where it's X right there. So in theory, we can just kind of swap that out swap our tile set out, and the map should render correctly. And if you remember, probably midway through the our 50-day adventure, we refactored the UI so that we could have different tile sets for each view on our screen. So this, let's just run the game real quick. This in-game screen is actually 3 different views. So you've got this whole thing, this big section up here is the map view. And then this is our information view, and then down in this area is where our log messages go. So there's actually, this screen contains 3 different views, and each one of these views right now is using the same font tile set. But what I want to do is, for the map view up here, I want to swap out that tile set. So let's kill the game and do that. And so we want to go to our in-game screen. And here, where we're creating the in-game screen, we've got, here's where we're creating the 3 views. So we've got the map view, the stats view, and the log view. And we'll leave stats and log, we'll leave it for this terminal. But for the map view, we want to go with our new graphic. Well, okay. So we want to tie it into our toggle button. So we only want to use the, this should be a conditional setup, I guess. So we need to figure out whether we're in graphical mode or not, and then load the proper tile set. So I forget where exactly we handle the toggle, but let's figure that out. Handle event in game. We've commented out our kind of testing and debug code. Up, down, here's the movement buttons that we've mapped, and then we've got descend, equip. I think we toggle the graphics at the highest level, so that would be in our dark.c. Here it is. So at our topmost level in our game loop, this is our global key press handler. We've got, if they tap on the T key, we will toggle ASCII mode. So what we need to do is look and see what mode we're in, and if we're in ASCII mode, then load the ASCII tile set, and if we are not, then load the graphical tile set. So we'll go back to in-game. Go way up here. Where are we? Here we are. So let's do we'll call it a tile set. And if we're in ASCII mode, then we'll do one thing, otherwise we will load our... How about we use the right braces, first of all? So if we're in ASCII mode, then tile set will be equal to this. Otherwise, our tile set be equal to, I think it's graphic 16 by 16 ping. And now we will use the proper tile set for the mode that we are in when we load up our map view and create our map view. So let's see if that works. We'll do a build. Alright, it built. Let's run it. Okay, so we start in ASCII mode, you remember. So now if we switch, if we hit T, it should switch the tiles. And it is not switching the tiles. Okay. Let's put a breakpoint in. So the problem... I wonder if it's that we tried to toggle it after we created the screen. Let's see. If I run the game again and I toggle it before we go in and then I start a new game. Okay, so now we've got the problem is that the toggle isn't working. So now we've got our graphical tile set, but there are issues. It looks like it's not. So what it's doing is it will put the graphic, and then it looks like it's trying to color it, and the coloring, because in ASCII mode we set the foreground and background color, and I think in graphical mode we're not going to want to colorize the sprites because they already have proper coloring. So let's exit that. We got a couple things to fix. So first is our initialization. We're going to want to change the way that this screen show in game. To toggle that on the fly, how are we going to do that? Let's load up our UI code. Look at what view. So it takes the font file and then it calls set bitmap font, which we should figure out what that does. It's been a while since I wrote this stuff, so that's where we're loading the image. So we need almost like a refresh view routine that we can call when we toggle. Or maybe we just reload the entire screen in that case. So where do we... just kind of swaps out the... I wonder if we called it twice, if that would be a problem. Set active screen. If we're currently in game, then just reload the screen, show in game. Let's try that. So if currently in game, I wonder if that would work. Let's see. Alright, so we'll launch the game outside of ASCII mode, and now we'll hit the T. Okay, so that worked. back and forth. Nice. So the next issue that we have, oh, I don't have a, I need to add a corpse image. Forgot about that one. One thing at a time. All right, so what we need to do when we're running in graphical mode is to turn off the colorization, which is also in UI, I believe. I think it's down. We do copy blend. Hey, Maxibon, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're enjoying it. How's it going today? So this, in the UI code, we're now deep in the innards of our copy one block of 16 by 16 pixels and then put it somewhere else. There's a step in between before we write it to the screen where we do colorization. And it's in this copy blend routine, I believe. We do, we've got our source rectangle, our destination rectangle, and then we have this new color where we colorize those pixels, which when we're using our font is fine because it's all the font is all one color, it's all black and white. Just go back and show you. It's all black and white. So when we colorize, this white will take on whatever color we supply it with. However, when we're working with our graphical tiles, we already have the colors here, so we don't want to recolorize. It also looks like the alpha stuff is not working, because when we're seeing the creature sprites, they've got a black background. But perhaps fixing one will fix both of those problems. So let's see. So what we're going to want to do, where do we call this copy blend? Copy the glyph with the alpha blending and desired coloring. So we fill the background with alpha blending. We may want to skip both of these. We'll have to come back to this, but let's look at the copy blend. We get the rectangle for the glyph. And in our copy blend, where do we do our colorization? Right here. So we're grabbing pixel, we're looping through all the pixels and we're colorizing it pixel by pixel. I think we can skip this entire call, which makes it much easier. So if we were to do if ASCII mode, we only want to run this in ASCII mode, so we'll do if ASCII mode, and we'll just move this, we'll bubble this up. Let's see what that gets us. Builds. Start the game, and then we'll toggle. Oh, that doesn't get us anything at all. Now we have a completely black screen. And that's got the interesting side effect in that that's a global effect. So it actually applies it to here, to our info view, which we don't want to do. Okay, so that's the wrong approach. Kind of. I think perhaps we need a new property. So that, and it has to be at like the view level so that we can specify, even if we're in graphical mode, whether we want to colorize things. Whether we want to apply the colorization. So that would be, that'd be in our console or what? Probably the console. Because when we're at the, let's go through the whole render. Let's refresh my memory. UI fill blend. This gets called inside console put char at. So we have our console, so that seems like a logical place to put that property at the console level. Because also when we're creating a view, we specify, is that at the point where we create our console? We create it right here, yep. Console new. So if we pass it to our view new function, and then pass it to our console new function, that seems like a logical thing to do. Said who 12, what's up? Welcome to the stream. How's it going today? Right now, if folks are just joining, right now we are adding a graphical tile set to our app view of our classic ASCII roguelike, just for giggles, to see if we can. And so we've got this graphic tile set where I've swapped out the ASCII characters that we're using with appropriate sprites, and now we're trying to get those to appear properly in the game. I'm doing well so far. Thanks for asking. Alright, so I'm just wondering if there are going to be other properties that we're going to want to send in. Alright, first character in Atlas, background color. Let's have a Boolean that is called colorize. Pass that out right before our render function. And then let's figure out where we're calling this from and make sure we update all of the calls. Oops. We call that a bunch. So basically for the info view, we are always going to want to colorize. This is our background view. We will say yes to that as well. Basically, the only place where we don't want to colorize right now is the map. Good old C, yep. Which editor I'm using? I'm using a Visual Studio Code right now. I used to use Sublime Text because I have the I write my code on a Windows and a Mac, so it needs to be cross-platform, my editor. I was using Sublime Text for a while, but Visual Studio Code is really, they've been putting a lot of effort into really turning it into a top-notch editor, and with the integrated debugger, it's really it's a really solid choice right now, at least for me. How's my const policy? What do you mean by that? All right, so Screen Hall of Fame. Again, we're gonna stick with the colorizing, and then map. So the map view is where we're gonna say, well, this will again vary by. So we'll say we'll do bool colorize, and we'll set that to true initially. And then if we are in ASCII mode, it'll stay true. So colorize is true. If we are in graphical mode, then we're going to want to colorize equals false. And then in this, we'll pass the colorize variable. Anyone have experience with Julia set with variable exponent? The Julius, is that like a fractal? Using constant values in your code to help your computer optimize code by read-only switches on memory access. I mean, I do have... I do use constants where appropriate, but probably not super strict about it in this particular project. Actually, probably not strict about the constants at all right now. All right, so the map view is the only view that we want to turn colorizing off for, I think. Inventory view, yeah, we don't want to turn it off. And then here's our original function. So, colorizing, we are now passing that function through to view new. That is all we're doing with it right now, so it just goes into this function and dies. So now we need to pass it on to our console new as well. So let's figure out background color. Maybe we'll just pass it as the last. And then our console. Add a property for that. Just forget how to nav back. Alt left arrow. Let's set that here. Colorize equals colorize. So now we've got it through to our console new. Back to view new. We need to pass that along. It's the last parameter. Let's kind of this up a little bit. All right, so we'll pass it along to console new. And now, so now we need to make sure that that takes effect. So we've got colorize. Where was that code? It's down further. Where's our... copy blend here? What are we calling this? Right here. Okay, this is where. Oh, did I remove that code? All right. So what we want to do here is, instead of just blindly basing it on mode, now we want to say if ASCII mode or wait, we just want to do if colorize. So we want to apply if colorize is true, then we want to apply this regardless of what mode we're in. All right. Let's see if all of those changes built. No, we've got errors. So screen launch 36. We've got too few arguments. What? Let's save all of our changes and make sure that maybe that's the problem. Just haven't saved any of this stuff. Yes, I do want to save those. Yes, I do want to save those. Thank you. Alright, we've saved everything now. And now it builds. So I thought that Visual Studio Code saved on a... Oh, it would save on a build if I hit F5 to build it, which I should probably be doing. You're learning Rust? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've taken many looks at Rust, and I will probably in 2018 learn Rust as well. I actually thought about building, doing another stream where I would build this project using Rust. That is on the slate of possible projects for 2018. Atom I've found to be too slow for my own needs. It just takes forever. Visual Code is like a large step above Atom. IntelliJ I use, other products built on that engine. I use Android Studio, for example, which is, it runs kind of the same. It's based on a modified version of IntelliJ. And I know IntelliJ has a Rust mode, which they are working actively on. But the IntelliJ tools I like. I've used their Python tool. I've also used their PHP Storm. I don't run IntelliJ on Windows. I've never run it on Windows. I only use it on my Mac and Linux, and it runs just fine there. It may take a little while to start up, but once you're started up, I don't have any complaints about the speed of the development environment. But Rust is definitely something that interests me. It seems like it's got a really active community working on the language. So we'll see what this year brings. It'll be interesting. All right, so this thing built now, right? So let's run this bad boy. Did it say? Maybe I still have one problem here. Oh, colorize undeclared identifier. Where did I do that? How do I jump to control click? Ah, yes, there is no colorize. It's this. That makes a lot more sense. You're liking it so far, Rust? Rust is very similar. I do a lot of programming in Swift for iOS development, and Rust is Rust, Swift, and Kotlin, which is a new kind of Java-like language, or runs on the JVM and is gaining a lot of popularity. All three of those languages kind of share some similar features. So It's very interesting. All right, so let's toggle this and see. No. Okay, so look at this. We only lost our graphics where we have colorization turned off. So we fixed the problem where we were losing colorization. All right, so now we've got both of these should stay and this one's blacked out. So perhaps we are commenting out or we're avoiding too much code. Let's examine that routine that we're skipping over in colorize mode when colorization is turned off. So, Yuka-kun, you're using Kotlin, yeah. How do you like Kotlin so far? And how would you compare it to Rust? I mean, they're not really used for the same purpose. And also, if you're using Rust in like a professional manner, I'd be interested in how you're using it and kind of how you got it in the door. Alright, so I don't think we can just skip this copy blend because I think it's actually doing the copy and the blending. So let's perhaps move this. I think we're actually doing the copy. Yeah, we're just copying. Yeah, Rust and Kotlin replaces Java, yeah. That's what I said, they're not really the same. The language features, they've introduced similar language features, but in terms of what they're used for, it's not really the same thing. So colorize our, this is what we want to skip, the colorize picture. The colorize pixel, aha. So source color equals, here we go. All right, this is exactly where we want our thing. So if colorize, then we want to colorize our source pixel. That makes sense just reading it. There you go. All right, so let's see. Doesn't like it because we don't have our console here. So we're gonna need to pass colorize in here, I think. I've seen people get very excited about using the potential of using Kotlin for Android development. Or I guess enterprise Java placement. Kotlin and Swift are very similar. Even if you look at reading the code, it's very similar to me. They have a lot of similar features. So we're gonna have to pass colorize in here. New color. Could just pass the new color in as. Nope. Let's pass it in before new color. So we'll do bool colorize. I can type like this keyboard. It's not my, I don't do a lot of coding on this computer, so. All right, we'll pass it in before new color, and now we'll just say if colorize. when we call it, we'll do colorize. That should be builds, and now if we colorize T, wah, look at that. Now we get our, I didn't replace the @ sign with a, Tim, what's up? What's up, Dense Dark? So I didn't replace the @ symbol, which seems like a glaring oversight, but let's kind of see what we've got. Dense Stark, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Glad you are enjoying the stream. So my tile set makes these, I think the floor and the walls are a little bit too similar. It makes the openings a little bit hard to see. And we've got the black backgrounds on our sprites, which we need to alpha blend those out. So I'm wondering, we're gonna die right here. Pen Code, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. All right. Did I hit? I must have hit play again. Oh, interesting. That's a new bug. So when I added the T toggle, it still thought I was in game, so it switched me back to the in-game screen. So a couple things. We want to fix the alpha blending for the backgrounds here, because this shouldn't be a black background. It should be. It should let the underneath the underlying tile show through. And then I think we might want to swap out some of these tiles because the walls look the same as the floors. It makes it very hard to see. Here you've got the nice contrast. And the final thing that I'm noticing now is that there's no nice FOV. So like here you can see he can see out here and he can see out here because he's standing in the hallway, and these are kind of not visible to him. So we need to implement that same thing. We've got it showing here, but in the parts of the map that the heroes already traveled to, we need to dim these out. There's no dimming here, so it looks like just see everywhere, which is actually misleading because if there was a monster lurking over here, it would not show up on this screen until it was in his line of sight. All right, so where should we start? Let's start with the simple one. Let's change the in-game flag when you die. Let's flip that flag so that we can't toggle back to the in-game screen. So we'll do Be the Sorcerer. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. So when a hero dies, health, health check death, here we go. So if we've died, set active screen show endgame, and then we want one more line where we do is in-game? I don't even remember the name of that. So we're at 1266 here. Let's jump up here and see what. Is it in there? Is currently in game. That's what we want. are not currently in the game anymore when we die. We're on our end game screen, so we'll set currently in game to false. So that's step one. So should we try and fix the FOV? I don't remember how we apply that dimming. Let's remember. FOV calculate. Then what? Sir Mr. Max, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Right now, on today's stream, we are turning our classic ASCII roguelike with we are enhancing it by adding a graphical mode. And so far, we've done that by swapping out our ASCII tile set for a graphical one. I'll show you how that. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a moment. Let's finish up this thought. So what we need to do is we need to dim our graphical tiles if they are not currently in view. So if they've already been seen, then we still plot them on the map, but we show them as dimmed out. This is kind of where we do the shadow casting here to see the field of view. Cell in shadow. So, okay, so we've got the FOV map and so we mark it as not visible. And so then in the rendering code, I'm pretty sure we've got something. No idea where that rendering code was. Maybe it's in UI. That would make sense. In our different screens, we do show, handle, there are events. Where's our render? Thought it was in here. Render inventory view, render map view. This is what we want. So set up our rendering layers, and then we loop through all of our game objects that have a visibility component. So right here, so we check our field of view. If it's greater than 0, then that means that it's visible. So down here, this is where we do our faded color. So in the case of graphical mode, we don't want to do a faded color. We just want to, well, I guess it's the same thing. We're just changing the alpha value. So it looks kind of faded out or dim. But this is going to be a problem since we've turned off colorization. So we want to do it's like we don't want to colorize it, but we do want the alpha change to take effect. So in our copy blend, don't want to colorize it. Oh, here's the alpha. Alpha blending. Do the alpha blending, destination, source, blah blah blah. Do we want to? We pass that as our foreground color. Comes in as the foreground color. I want to jump back in this file. Let's see. New color. I think it comes in as new color. And so we're not doing anything with new color. Suns, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? So we are completely ignoring this new color value because we've got the colorization turned off for our map view. So what we want to do is we still want to apply the alpha. Source. So if the colorize, we don't want to colorize it, but I think we still want to modify the source color because we want to apply the alpha value that's coming in with that new color. So we do source color is going to be UI color. Maybe if we do dest color. We basically just want to apply the alpha to that destination color. We want to copy so what we need to do is we need to do source color equals color from GBA. Let's go with this. But we want red, green, blue, and we want alpha from, in this case, we want alpha from new color, right? But we want the red, green, and blue values from source. I think. Pipson, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. What is it complaining about here? It does not like... new color is a... I need this to dereference that pointer. Let's see what that does. Alright, ASCII mode, blah blah blah. Let's get this. Let's equip it so we don't die right away. And now let's toggle graphic mode. There we go. So now we've got, that's exactly what we want. Although it's interesting that that corpse blocks the, it doesn't, does it block the view? It does, but no. Oh, it just can't see. Now you can see down that hallway, but so now we've got the tiles that we've seen previously but are not currently in view. Now they are dimmed out appropriately, so that looks much better. So that's one issue. Now we've got the issue of these sprites aren't being, the background isn't being removed as transparent. Wrecked by this bat. Maybe not. Wrecked by the kobold. So now let's test our toggle and see. That doesn't work. It doesn't bring us back to the map, so we fixed that bug as well since the last run through. Now it will properly toggle between modes and leave us on this screen. So we'll quit. Let's think about what's going on with those graphical tiles. So let's bring up the tile set again. We've got this graphic 16 by 16, in which I basically just copied the sprites, the graphical sprites, into their proper locations on the ASCII map. And then we're loading, for our map, we are loading this tile set instead of our straight up text tile set, which is right here. So we've got that, and we've got this side by side. We'll show you so you can just see that the difference is. It's pretty simple. But for some reason, the black background is also being copied onto the screen instead of just being. For this tile set, the black background should be transparent. Anything with any black area here should come through as transparent. So when we're setting up our tile set, you can see here we are rendering as our transparent color, it's going to be black. So I guess step one is to make sure that those the background truly is black. But let's jump back into our rendering code. If alpha is 0, source is transparent, do nothing. We initialize our console. Where does BG color come into play? Fill the background with alpha blending. What does this do? I don't remember. It's been months since I wrote this code, so. For each pixel in the destination rectangle, alpha blend the background color to the existing color. If the color we're trying to to blend is transparent, then bail. Obviously, otherwise blend each pixel in the destination. So if alpha is 255, wonder if where are we coloring the background? Honestly, don't remember. Excuse me. How's everyone doing out there in Chatland? So who's saying they were using Rust? Yuka-kun? Is that you were using? Do you use Rust at your job? Or are you just learning it still? Because I'm interested in if anybody is using Rust in production. Still not, but you hope in the future, yeah. And so in the future, if you were to be replacing existing systems, would those systems have been written in C? I had to dust off the cobwebs in my brain when I wrote this stuff, so let's see. Let's go back to console new. See what we're just setting the background color here. And allocating memory. Then what? So let's console put char. Fill the background with alpha blending. I feel like this is where we're doing it. So we grab our destination rectangle. Here's our ASCII character that we're going to be writing in. Foreground color and background color. It's definitely a black background. I don't have transparent in that. I guess one way we could do it is we could actually just make the background transparent in the tile set. Maybe the alpha blending doesn't actually work, and we just haven't realized that because we have a black background for our map. Full stack Java, SQL for databases, Editors are Eclipse and IntelliJ. I definitely prefer IntelliJ over Eclipse. Eclipse that's a memory hog. So if you're doing full stack Java, are you using Kotlin in production yet? Really? And it's the new standard over Java for Android? I did not realize that. Nice. So yeah, I wonder if our alpha blending is working at all. It seems like in our UI fill blend, copy the glyph with alpha blending and desired coloring. So it's here. Copy blend. This is where we'd want to copy the glyph with, and if the background of the glyph, anywhere that we see true black, we want to basically set that to alpha 0. So if we go into, I think this is just going to get the rectangle. That's not what I wanted. Let's jump to the definition. That's just getting the rectangle, okay. And then once we get that rectangle, we pass it in as our source rectangle. So now we'll go into copy blend. Automobile industry, and they're old and guarded. Well, there's it's not restricted to the automotive industry, that's for sure. Surprised they're letting you use Java. You know, since it's a new language. So are you an independent contractor, or do you do consulting as part of a consulting firm, or what? All right. So we want to look at the source pixels, and we want to see if those source pixels are true black. Source is transparent, do nothing. This is what we want. Source is transparent, do nothing. So up here, we want to check the source pixel, and if it's true black, we never do that. I don't know. If and treat it as alpha equals 0. And these, if you're wondering what red, green, blue are, these are macros that basically do bit shifting to grab the correct bits from the 32-bit RGBA value in source color. If lots need more params. CA2 Live. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. CA2 Live, CA2 Live. Which language do they use where I work, or are you asking you? Okay. They use a variety of languages where I work, because we do web development and mobile development. So I do primarily mobile development. I use Swift and Objective-C for iOS, and Java right now for Android. Alright, so if all three of these are 0, we'll do and one final one. Let's just make this spaced a little bit better so it's more readable on the screen. I'll go way off the side. So last one, if our alpha of source color is 255, then asterisks. How's it going? Use Xamarin Forms for Android and iOS. I've looked at Xamarin, and yeah, I'm kind of the opinion that native is better, but Xamarin is very interesting. I just haven't I haven't dove too deeply into it because even though it is cross-platform, there's still a lot of if on iOS do this, if on Android do that. All right, so if the source pixel is true black, then we'll set its alpha to, let's just borrow this. So we want basically the same thing, except instead of doing alpha from the new color, we're gonna do alpha 0. Or I guess we just set it to 0. Missing paren there. Okay. So if it's true black, then set it, basically set it to 0, 0, 0, 0. Nice asterisks. Hey, if it works for the stuff that you're building, that's great. Yeah, it saves some work. But in my for what I'm doing to try and do some of that stuff in Xamarin, it's not native. Native is better for our situation. We're doing a lot of real-time video back and forth. Let's see. Nope, broke something. What I break? Errors occurred. Oh, there. Comparison. If you're doing comparison, you need 2 equal signs. I'm glad that warns you, because in super old school C, you wouldn't get a compiler warning for that. It would just trash your code when it was running it. Okay, so we've got this. Now let's toggle. Now we've still got a black background. What the crap? Maybe because I'm setting my destination background. That's the problem. My destination background is getting set to black. When I'm setting up my terminal, this right here, this should be an alpha background. Let's see what that does. If it was really just that easy, that would be annoying. Nope. All right, let's put a breakpoint in and see what's going on. You did game development as well? That's cool. All right, map view. So let's do Full stack Java development for enterprise is paid the best. Yeah, enterprise jobs tend to pay the best. That's for sure. Enterprise anything. Large companies have a lot of money to throw around. Alright, well, I'm a bit stumped now. We gotta look at this pipeline again. VB4 through 6, then C#. That, I started very similarly, asterisks. My first professional job out of school was doing VB3. VB3 and 4. And then did some C++. And then my next job was also more VB. I think it was VB6, and then jumped to C# as well, and did the whole .NET thing for many years. And then was able to kind of jump over to mobile and iOS. I did many years of .NET, MVC, and all that stuff. Source pixel is true black. Wait a minute. So we've got our copy blend. What are we doing right before this? Aren't we coloring the background? Fill blend. This is the problem. So we're filling it with the black, and then we're writing the pixel on. We're writing it on top of it. So step one is setting that background color to be transparent. If alpha is 0, just return. So okay, so we need to set that alpha to 0, and we are setting up our in-game screen. So we'll do this. ASCII mode, we want it absolutely to be 1, 2, 3, 6. We want it to be true black. However, when we're in graphical mode, we want our background to be transparent. And then we want to, when we're setting our map view, use this background color instead of just hard coding it to true black. So tile said, what is view? This thing. Wait. Oh, the ASCII char starts at 0. Yeah. Okay. So font file. First character in Atlas is going to be the 0, and then our background color. Colorize off. All right. So if we've got the background color off, then fill blend is not going to do anything. And then we go into get the rectangle glyph, and then we do our copy blend. No macros for colors as U32. I do. Well, I've got the macros. I don't have macros set to predefined colors, but I've got the macros for working with colors, which is that red, blue, green, and then alpha, and also this color from RGBA, which does the bit manipulation. So there's a couple things that could be going on. I wonder if we're not painting the floor tile underneath either. Let's run this. I think we'll still have the black backgrounds. Toggle. So I wonder if it's that we're not actually drawing this floor tile underneath this, because it shouldn't be showing through anymore. Yeah, the UI.c file is huge. There's actually, you know, I have it on my to-do list to kind of to break the larger files down into their separate components, because UI has everything in it that's related to basically the graphical output, but we could break it down into like console functions. We could break it down into the various view functions. I've just kind of done that by naming scheme right now. Everything related to a view starts with view underscore. Ditto for like these are generic UI functions. There's console underscore stuff. I've kind of just let this file grow. We can refactor it later on, break it out into separate header files and separate implementation files. No biggie. So I wonder if we're even drawing that ground tile. It should be. So we set up the layers, get component. So this could be the problem. Don't render if we've already written something to the cell at a higher layer. If we are drawing the creature glyph before we draw the floor, it will never render the floor underneath it. But in theory, all of the floor tiles should be the first things in our I think they would be the first things in our if the problem is when it comes to draw the floor tiles, if we've already rendered into that square. Well, I guess there's one way to find it. Let's comment this out. Let's see. See a bunch of floors. Oh, look, the floors are getting rendered on top now. Yep, let's see. Yep, so the creatures are getting rendered before the floor tiles are. That's the problem. I'm using SDL2 to basically give me a memory pointer to a bunch of pixels on screen. And I'm using, right now I'm building on a Windows machine, but if you grab the source code from the GitHub that's listed above, you can also build, there's a makefile in there, so you can build it on, I know you can build it on Mac for sure, because that's the other machine I used to develop on, and it should compile cleanly on Linux as well, but I have not tested that recently, so no guarantees there. Interesting, so the creatures are getting rendered. Well, that's kind of crap. So maybe what we need to do is we need to do several passes through this renderer, render all the floor tiles or all the stuff on the lowest level, and then render layer by layer basically. And I can't remember how many layers we have. I think there's like 4. Yeah, SDL isn't really a framework. It's just a library that gives you kind of cross-platform access or a similar interface for programming. I use it for basically rendering output and also for handling input from the keyboard. Okay, so let's try rewriting the renderer for the map so that it renders our layers properly. We've got layer, ground, mid, air, top. Let's copy these so that we... Basically 1 through 4. So from ground to top, we want to render in that order. Yeah, CMake is the new standard. You know, I've tried to read through the CMake documentation like a bunch of times. It was causing me problems trying to pull in SDL, and I know there's these kind of pre-made recipes or for handling dependencies. It wasn't working. It wasn't working for me on this, so I just went with straight make. Thanks, CA2 Live or CA2 Live. Thanks for joining. Come back soon. Layer ground to layer top. So maybe what we want to do is we want to basically loop through. Here, walk the layer from ground to top. Isn't mixing float and integer operation performance impacting? Probably, sure. But in this in this particular case, like it's not, it's a turn-based game, so I'm not really looking for, frames per second. That's not what I'm optimizing for at this point. But yeah, if I was rendering, if I was trying to do 60 frames per second or something, it might be, I would probably want to simplify and do like just integer math or just floating math. But yeah, for this particular project, it was FPS is not a concern. It renders definitely well within the parameters of what I need. I didn't want to optimize unnecessarily. Layer ground, I think, is what we wanted, and then we want to do while layer is less than or equal to layer top. Layer air, layer top, top. Layer. Let's bubble this guy. Whoa. So now we can get rid of this code because we know we're not going to be rendering something at a higher level because we're specifically specifying the order. So this test becomes if this we want to do a check here. If it's not null, sure, position P is not null, and we want to check the layer. Equals the layer that we're targeting our render for right now. Yes, and then we can get rid of this check because we know we're rendering our layers in a specific order, so we don't need to check if we've already rendered something at a higher level. We haven't. And toggle. No, what? I'm still rendering ground on top. What the crap? Maybe I'm not. Maybe that's got alpha blending. Correct. It's bats, man. If you run into a bat right at the beginning, you're screwed. Visibility comps. So the next thing to check is when I'm adding if I'm in graphical mode, I don't want to render it with this background color. Let's try some. M3 Chan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Java's come a long way since it was first introduced. It's super optimized now. Shields, no weapons here. Wow, lots of shields. That's helpful. There's a sword. Holy moly, look at all these guys. Gonna get wrecked here. Boom. Alright, I don't know why those guys are still rendering with a black background. Yeah, reflection definitely will slow anything down, for sure. Top. Maybe are we putting? Let's go to our level generation. Make sure we're putting ground in at the right. What is it, like level something? Level in it. There we go. Okay, so map generate. Here's where we add walls and floors. So generate floor, it gets added as layer ground. That's right. Visibility set to background color ALF at transparent. Item add gets background color transparent. That's good. And it gets added as layer. No, so it gets passed in as a layer. So we'll have to look at what item add is. Then NPC add gets background color transparent. Layer color. equals this. Layer top. NPCs get added to the top. That seems right. Items probably the same. Layer mid. Okay, that's fine. Because the NPCs and players can be on top of items. That makes sense. So this seems to be getting set to transparent, which is, or the background color seems to be getting set as transparent, so that seems good. Wasting a bit of memory eventually could cause a crash. If you leak memory, eventually you'll run out. But the more immediate, the stuff that crashes more obviously, the stuff that's more likely to crash is when you access memory that's already been deallocated or hasn't been initialized. Poor Bob, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Alright, I am stumped because it seems like we are rendering now from ground to top. So we should be rendering that ground tile, which is that whole gray, and then on top of it, we should be rendering our players, their sprites with a transparent background. So what is going on here? There's a helmet. That's the first time I've seen one of those. I'm not sure why this background is not. I guess we should see what. Maybe we should put a breakpoint on there. But we need to make sure that we're rendering something in the. So if we do this, put like a here. Alright, let's run. Toggle. And if I put a breakpoint here, hit it automatically. Let me see if I can hide. If I can hide this. So that you can see it. Hold on. Please hold. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're at a breakpoint. What glyph is this? Oh, it's a wall. Okay, so don't. Let's just skip this one. Still. What do we want to look for? I want to look for like a player. So can I put a conditional breakpoints? Let's add one. I actually know how to add a conditional breakpoint here. Let's see. Good, try that. But that's not good. Here we go. That's what I want. So, not sure why it's putting me there though. Alright, let's turn that one off. What I want to do is go back to here, edit breakpoint. So when BizGlyph equals this. Let's run it. Hey, that worked. Sweet. Okay. So now we've got our player. What layer are we at? We're at layer 4, so that's the top layer. That's right. That's the proper layer. Our foreground color is going to be probably the white. I don't even know. And background color is transparent. Okay, so we're going to step in and we'll step over these destination rect. So we're going to fill the background with alpha blending. So we should never step in this. Our background should always be this return. So we should never hit this. Let's back out. We'll put a breakpoint here. We should never hit that other breakpoint. Okay, we didn't. That's good. We'll get the rectangle. So our source rect. This is 064. Yep. And so now we'll step into copy blend. Go into our for loop. So our destination, let's see, our source pixels. Source color is what? 0. That's right. Okay, so we've got our transparent background. What is our destination pixel color? It should not be 0. It should be the gray of the ground that we're standing on. Can I... Destination pixel is 0. No, wait. Can I do... Let's add a watch. I want to do... dereference that and see what it is. So that's not 0, so that's good. Probably that grayish color. Destination color. I could have just looked at dest color instead of dest pixel. Colorize is false. Maybe. Colorize our source pixel before we blend it. We're not going to do that. We're just going to. What is our new color? The alpha value, that's fine. Then if our alpha source color the source is not going to be transparent, so let's full on. So our source color is what? Our source color is 255, which is just true black. How did it... Wait a minute, how did that happen? Oh, what the... I'm not actually assigning this to anything, I'm just making it. That's stupid. So the pixels come in as true black, and I say treat it as alpha 0, and then I don't actually assign it to an alpha 0. Wow, okay. This is why stepping through your code sometimes really helps. Let's see, now that we've actually assigned our source color, instead of just doing this, I wish that should have been like a warning or something, because you're basically, that's a no op. Let's turn this breakpoint off and let it go. And turn that breakpoint off and let this go. And I need to show you guys the game again to make sure that we can. And we've got a breakpoint still going. Let's turn that off. So now if we toggle, we still got a black background. What? Alright, I thought we had it that time. Did we save? Seems like we saved it. Let's get back in here. ASM is assembly language.
I'm burning in my skin. Can't get them out of my head. Words. These words said to
And if I was, if you were starting to learn programming, I would not learn assembly language. That's not if you really want to learn how a computer works internally, then go ahead and learn assembly language, I wouldn't start with assembly. I would learn assembly, but it wouldn't be my first language. I would start with a language like Java or Python, I think. And then go lower. Alright, so let's see now. We've got, so my source color coming in is 0, true 0, completely transparent, which is right. The source pixel is true black. It's where's my source color is 0. Okay. Oh, is it coming from the new color? Just apply the alpha value from the new color. Unless it's transparent. Why is new color coming in as? Foreground color. Wading into the OO debate is it's at this point it's almost like a religious war. But if you're starting out, I think that you should learn the basics, learn looping, learn variables, learn all of that stuff, and then learn about objects and object-oriented stuff. But learn the fundamentals of programming first. Learn about functions. Learn about loops, while loops, for loops, all of that sort of thing. And then learn about objects. I would recommend. Yeah, Python is nice because it doesn't force you to use well, I mean, for some of its data structures, it does. There are lists and that sort of thing, but you don't have to really go whole hog with the object-oriented programming. Modern C++, I don't have a lot of experience with. I learned old school C++ before there were the smart pointers and all of that. I think it's a little bit more approachable these days, but it's still, as a first language, I would not recommend C++. Alright, so we've got this copy blend where this foreground color is coming in. I'm copying the alpha value, which is not... I think I want to apply the alpha value unless the source is completely transparent.
I like it dark, I like it dark. That way you never even see me at all. I'm not quite the man that you needed me to be. I'm not quite the man that you needed me to be. But I don't wanna love no more. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't wanna love no more. I don't wanna love
I think we were. Hey Decameron, welcome to the stream. Python is definitely not a language to learn if you want to learn what's going on under the hood. That's for sure. It's at a much higher level. But if you're learning basic programming concepts, it's a good start. If you want to spend, a couple of weeks learning learning the ropes with Python and then dive into C, like, go for it. You could certainly, if your desire is to work at the low level, then grab C and start that, or learn Rust, which is an upcoming low level language. And if that's fun to you, like it, yeah. Working at a lower level is definitely harder. It's probably a slightly steeper learning curve, but I mean, go for it if that's what you want. If you're up for the challenge, then go for it. You did assembler to C to C++ to Lua to Java, so you went from the bottom up. I went. The language I learned first, well, I learned BASIC. So, BASIC on like an Apple II. Then I learned in school, I learned Pascal, and then C++, and then then assembly. But here's the bottom line is, do what you think is going to work for you. Try a language if you're interested, and the best way to learn a language is to solve some kind of problem. Be it like writing a simple guessing game where you input the number and you guess that, or if you want to write like a simple graphical game with like a scripting language, that's cool. Yuri Fell, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. There's no one way to do it. So do what's comfortable for you, and what fits your brain the best, and what is going to motivate you. That's the best road to follow. Like, if you never want to program an assembly language, you never have to. And that's fine. But if you're super into the low level and getting the most out of every single clock cycle, then maybe assembly or low level languages are for you. It's just there's so many different things that you can do that you know, with computers at so many different levels. Pick what works for you. There's no one tool for the job, which is part of it, what makes it so interesting. For me, at least. Okay, so let's only apply the alpha value from the new color if the source is not transparent. This is stumping me. All right, let's get rid of this breakpoint. Hey, look at that. Ding ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That was the problem. So we were giving it an alpha value even if it was coming in as a transparent source color. We were assigning it an alpha value, and we did that. We added that code when we added this dimming functionality for our graphical tiles, but it worked in this case, but it didn't work in the case where we were clearing out the background. 75, you just do end curses, huh? Good on you. It works for some people. All right. That man, we gotta. If you spawn with bats, you're pretty much dead right off the bat. Right off the bat. Okay. What was that? Oh, it's a snake. Let's grab this sword. All right, so we've got our alpha blending working. So now look at this. We've got our player on top of a sword on top of the ground. And it's all just works, finally. Chop this guy up. Hooray! Shield. Let's go get this. I think it's a goblin. I don't remember if it was a goblin or a kobold. Pick up this battle axe because that's the most powerful weapon in this game so far. Do I still have Z for resting? I do. So if you hit Z, you rest, you kill it, you burn a turn, and then you get a life. Cool, so now we've got our toggle function. Oh, our gems aren't showing up. What's up with that? I bet I'm not drawing them at the proper level. Because even here, it's under the ground. Alright, let's fix that. And I think I also saw something. Know any good workflow for painting the RGBA channels of a texture as monochrome bitmaps? Yeah, I would check out GIMP. There's probably something. GIMP probably does that. Alright, so hooray, we fixed our alpha backgrounds. So let's look at gems. Here we go. Layer ground. We want gems to not be layer ground. They should be layer mid. They should be the same as equipment. That's the problem. I think it's layer mid. Yep. So that will show up, and then we want to make sure our staircase as well. I think our staircase was not visible. Here it is. Yep, that shouldn't be layer ground either. That should be layer mid. Player goes on layer top. Perfect. Alright. New game, graphical mode. Lots of stuff here. Then there's gem. Good. Excellent. So inventory, battle axe, and helmet will equip. Let's find the stairs and make sure that those are working. Some goblins wrecked. Just gotta get it before it's on my inventory. There's the stairs. Hooray! That works. Okay. Let's descend. Lots of bats. So I don't have corpses showing up anymore. Not a big deal. We can get one of those. So what's not showing up anymore is our alpha. Oh, it is. I'm sorry. It is showing up. Okay, that's good. Here's our stairs. Those look pretty good on this map. So really, I mean, I'd like to change out. I've missed some tiles, obviously. I forgot I guess our hero is fine as an @ symbol. That's just kind of like throwback to old school rogues. However, for we may want to add a tile for our dude, and then I think I want either a new tile for the floor or a new tile for the walls. I think I like the wall tile. Maybe we just need to edit our floor tiles to remove this. If we just keep the light kind of speckled bits. And then what else did we forget? We forgot it for the corpses. We need a corpse tile as well. I think that's all we're missing.
Hey, you!
And that would be about it. We got all the gems on this level. Alright, let's head down. The helmet crumbles in your hands, oh no. Alright, so let's maybe swap out a different, swap out some tiles. And I guess we'll load up GIMP for that. Honestly, I've got the tile sets are on my Mac, so I don't. Maybe we'll just fix the floor tiles and then I can fix the other ones off stream and upload them and call it good. So let's see, we've got our graphic tile set here. We need to swap out for Oh, let's just edit our... See if I can fire that one up. Let's see, what do I want to edit that with? How do I edit that with the GIMP? Do I not? I want to make sure that you can see GIMP screen. I guess I need to add that. Yeah, sorry, I got the link filter turned on. Should probably turn that off, but I'll do that later. Man, GIMP takes forever to load up. Arcade Gaming, welcome. Thanks. You can pod your game on Linux, and it worked. Oh, good. That's yeah. We definitely you're definitely gonna want to tweak the balance a little bit. We did spend a stream doing some game balancing, but you know, there's definitely some more that needs to be done. And if you spawn and there's a bat in the room, you're pretty much gonna die right away, because bats, they get 2 hits where they get to move twice. They're super fast, so they move twice for your 1, and so they will finish you. But like, if you go into that monsters config file, you can tweak the power levels, or I mean, you could add in, you know, maybe start your hero off with a sword or something like that. Like, there's different things that you can do. But yeah, definitely balancing. Balancing is something that still needs to be. It could use some improvements. All right, I'm gonna. Now that I've got the GIMP open, let me add it so you guys can see what's going on. That'll work, right? You guys can see that now? Yeah. So I've got the GIMP open, and what I want to do is I want to remove the dark gray background color here. Except my brush size is super big. I am such a crap GIMP user, I don't use it. I don't even know where the resize is. Where do I even get to pick my color? What's going on, GIMP? Come on. What's my color picker? Show colors. I don't even see my tool. grid doesn't really help. Tools, here we go. Color picker, pick that color, and then I want the pencil, and I want a really small one. This one is freaking, look at that, that's ridiculous. Pixels, 3 by 3, how about 1 by 1? There we go. Radius 1, hardness 1, spacing 1.
I never felt the pressure of rain till you went away. Just like a heartbeat. This winding road I memorized because my eyes can't take you.
2 spikes, spacing, brush editor. What? I don't know why this is still showing 3 by 3. This is kind of a pain. Radius 1. Oh, GIMP. What's going on? Why you hate me?
Every man has his own ambition.
It's gonna be quicker to copy this over from my stupid Mac. Yeah, Happy New Year, Flame War. Guys, whatever IDEs and development environments, that's like another religious war. Again, it's like whatever works for you. There are so many IDEs and text editor / debugger combinations that you know, are all somewhat on feature parity. That's good, cool. Yeah, I mean, 75, the debugger in Visual Studio has come a long way.
But even the impossible can happen.
It definitely used to be more restrictive than it is nowadays. Now, if anybody can tell me how to make a 1 by 1 pixel brush in GIMP, that would be super helpful. Look, this all seems locked in. What the crap is going on? Maybe I should open it in Paint, because GIMP is a pile. I did use the pencil. It's not giving me I've got the pencil selected. Tool, Paint Tools, Pencil. It's still giving me this giant block. It's like... yeah, nothing. I don't know. Edit? No? Undo? Redo pencil? Color... Grr. Alright. Here's what we're doing. Close this crappy GIMP. And go to, there we go. Got paint on there. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take black, and I'm just gonna color, maybe, if it lets me. I'm gonna color here. Pencil. Hey, that's all I wanted to do. I'm just gonna overwrite this background. Let's zoom in quite a bit. You can even do some kind of gravelly effect. What? No undo? Alright, so we got this gravel looking effect. Let's save this. Go back into the game. That was an awful lot of work for GIMP and never-ending struggle, it seems like. Okay. That's better. Background makes more sense. And now the walls are a little bit more defined. You don't have to hunt for the exits from a room. And then I didn't set up corpses yet, but there's a couple glyphs that I forgot to add that I think I'll probably just do off stream before I upload this stuff to the GitHub. The stairs are okay. The stairs actually look cooler with the previous floor, but whatever. Pick this up for later. So this is pretty much it, guys. We added the graphical tile set without too much trouble. I mean, we've spent a couple hours on it now, but you know, wasn't too awful. Blue shield, we'll do helmet. That wasn't too bad. There's our stairs hiding up in the corner. Invisible, that's good. Dimmed out. So there were a couple hiccups, but all in all, it was pretty simple to add a graphical tile set to our game. So now you can truly toggle between classic ASCII and a more graphical mode. far as the scope of this project is concerned, I mean, we're pretty much... Strange Zach, welcome to the stream. How's it going? I mean, as far as we're concerned, as far as the scope of this particular project, pretty much done. We did the, we're almost at the drop the mic, walk away step, which was the goal of this 50th stream in the series. How about a challenge to program a feature-rich, less than 1 megabyte game? That's an interesting challenge. I think there's several. That's almost like the demo scene where you got to build all this procedural graphics and music and stuff and have it fit it within a constrained size. It's kind of cool. Oh, my battle axe crumbled, so let me equip that other one. Does anyone in chat have experience with mscripten and taking a game from C to the web? Because that was the one last thing that I wanted to do as kind of like a fun exercise. Perhaps. I don't know if it's going to be a giant headache, then no. Pause with C-Lang. It does last time I checked, which was like a week ago. Well, and Inscripten will work with, in theory it works with SDL too, correct? That's, from what I've read, that's at least what... I guess we can give it a quick... give that a go. Let's see, mscripten. Here we go. This one, scripten.org. Running on Windows right now, so let's do that. Whatever. So we open a command prompt inside the SDK directory and run the following mscript SDK commands to get the latest tools from GitHub and set them as active. Let's do... let's try this again. Pull this down, save it. This time, save it to my D drive because that's the bigger one. If it ever prompts me. let's grab this, copy it. And we'll do, put it in dev. So once we do this, we should be able to do all that stuff. All right, we've got 62% complete. So we'll give it a quick try. I mean, I'm not going to spend a ton of time, but it would be kind of cool just, we've spent all this time building this game from scratch, you know, mostly from scratch. We use SDL in C, and it'd be cool just to see if we can take it to the browser just by using Inscripted. Classic ASCII roguelike in the browser. And if not, you know, if it's gonna take some finagling, then we'll, you know, maybe I'll mess around with it off stream. But I thought it'd be a fun exercise just to try out for this, you know, final stream of this particular project. And so, like, looking ahead to 2018, I'm not really sure what project I want to work on next. As I said earlier, like, Rust is a language that interests me. I may want to do some kind of project where I'm, you know, building a game in Rust. That would be kind of cool. Another option is I might go mobile and do, you know, build a game on iOS. Vicky TV, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're enjoying it so far. All right, so we've got this scripted installed. So now we want to run em. Open a command prompt inside the SDK directory. Okay. So I'm gonna that. And you probably can't see this, so let's do this. And we'll do, let's see if I can rearrange these windows a bit so you can see the kind of side-by-side stuff. All right, does that look good? Looks, oh, that's weird. It doesn't, hold on. Let me go into OBS and putz around. View, this can go, oh, there we go. That's a little better. And then this can go here. That seems reasonable for now. So now that we've got my command prompt with the, so if we do this, oh, we just have to do EMS because it's not SDK update. And it's downloading a bunch of crap, and now we do emsdk install list. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever environment works for you. I don't. Try multiple development environments out. See which ones work the best for you, and just stick with those. There's more than one tool for the job. You know, if command line works for somebody, and that's how they're most. No worries, man. But it's like, yeah, it's just it's like debating, you know, languages. There's so many different tools and languages out there, and there are certainly better choices for certain scenarios. Like if you're writing super high performance code, like you don't want to go with a high level scripting language, but yeah, I mean, we're all here to learn, and it's good to be exposed to the options that are available. And then if you try them out and they work for you, great. And if they don't, if you've got something better, then stick with what you've got. It's like, yeah. Yeah, whenever, like, you know, someone says something sucks, it's like, well, it just means it doesn't work for them. It's like, that's not the, yeah. It doesn't work for you, or if it's not your preferred tool, that's cool, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad tool. Alright, so what is this Inscription thing doing? It's installing, and it looks like it's installing Python 2.7, which is, yeah, I think I knew that Inscription uses Python at some level, and then it's got Java 7 it's installing. Wow, this thing's sucking down everything. And then scripting, unpacking. Now it's doing some portable stuff. Oh, it's got Node in there as well. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. All right, so it's done installing the latest, so now we have to activate the latest. Not sure what activating does. Double Nibble, thanks for the follow. Welcome. So now we're activating Scripting. This is exciting. So it set a bunch of path variables. Good, yes. And so it runs the currently running shell instance, so then we can use, yeah, there's an emsdk environment batch file that opens a shell with all the proper paths set. I think I knew that. And now we do activate path and other environment variables. I think we did that, did we not? That's a shell, that's a Unix thing anyway, source. Yep, run emds. So run emsdk environment bat instead of source. So we can do em bat. Okay. So now what? We've got the thing installed theoretically. Verifying the installation. Do we want to verify it? Compile some code. So let's find it. Now we can jump ahead to the tutorial. Woo! First things first, blah, blah, blah. Open a terminal, blah, blah, blah. And then we do, so now we can run emcc with -v, emcc-v. You should get a version information. CLang version 4. We got all sorts of version information. So 1.37. So now we just send EMCC. Oh man. So I wonder how this is going to work with our build file. So we've got in our build file. I don't think cat works. That's a Unix command. What is it? Type or something? Build. There it is. Type.
But my world is crumbling. Let it collapse into the abyss. In the midst of summer, it won't exist.
So
It's just a blank slate.
if we write EMCC, give it our dark dots.
It's quite complex, but what I know.
Let's just see what happens. EMCC. If we do dark.c, what's gonna break? Because there's definitely gonna be some stuff that breaks. Yeah, so we need all of our includes and all that crap. Compiling and building projects. Yes, yes. Look at that, integrating with a build system. It's got make, mconfigure. Wow, kind of cool. So I wonder if we just replaced. I wonder if I just replaced the. What do I do with my clang? I just do clang, c wall, extra, blah, 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 all that crap. But this is for my Mac. So I wonder if I pulled this line. Let's try a couple things. I want to first do pull this and do instead of. No, I can't obviously do that. Let's do EMCC. And then instead of trees, we've got that. I don't know if that's going to work. And then instead of options, I've got /C and then debug. I'm not going to do debug. I can just cut that out for now. And then see what happens. Error. No such file or directory. Yeah, so this is going to be clang, so I need to go in my make file, not my batch file. Let's try this. If this doesn't work, I'm not really going to spend a bunch of time on this. It was just kind of like, oh, that would be kind of cool if it could work. Get rid of this. Turn off pedantic warnings and all that. I'll skip all the warning variables, or all the command stuff. The standard, get rid of that. I need I, but it's gonna be dash I. This. Dark C. Skip. Oh crap. Include. That. Dark C. Get rid of the output. And whoa, we got action. "15 errors, so it's not, C-Lang isn't happy. Interesting, too many functions, expected 7, have 8. It's like it doesn't see that, we added that new variable to that new parameter function, but I was not seeing that. Expected 7, have 8. Why was it expecting 7? Should have been expecting 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Stranzaki, you doing a Unity build? Is that the a single compilation unit? It's fast. Does it not know? Huh. Line 122 and line 648 don't match. Where are they? Where is it not matching? Oh, there's a, what? Oh, the background color. What the crap? Where did that come from? You are right. So that's a good question. Which one's the right one? New. Let's find this. Thank you, Arcade Gaming. Yep, I missed that. Let's see. What do we call this? Are we passing in? Looks like we are passing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. in that background color, so I don't know what happened in our UI file that we're 2, 6. Oh, what the crap? We lost it somewhere. Maybe, alright. Let's give this a go. Warnings, 3 errors. Okay, so that's good. It's better. We're better. We got a level init, should return a value. Okay, that's easy enough. I'm not sure why that's an error. CLang is definitely a stricter compiler. Yeah, warnings. Much stricter. Too many arguments to function call. Expected 5, have 6. Again, the console knew. Interesting, we did the same thing. Yeah, CLang, it's nice to have. I usually every so often, since I do most of the stream dev here on my Windows box, I'll run it on my Mac with CLang every couple of weeks just to kind of clean up warnings, and I haven't done that in a while, obviously. All right, let's see. We should have one error, and it's just that return. So let's find level in it. Init. Oh, wrong file. Oh, current level. Smile. Data level. Place our player. Cyanox. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. We'll check for game win. Oh, so I'm just returning. Yeah, we added our game win scenario, and we should probably just return a. I don't know. What do we want? We throw away the result here anyway, because we really just want to bail. So I'm gonna return. Could return null, maybe. What are we returning from these others? Returning level. Where do we define that? Here it is, dungeon level. Eh. Well, let us return. Oh. Let's see, will it hate us for that? Nope. Alright, so we theoretically compiled with 46 warnings, but is it warning that string copy is deprecated? Yeah, it may be unsafe. So they recommend that you use the string copy S, which is the safe version of string copy. I mean, it's a useful warning. But ditto for local time. It's like those are the types of warnings I'm just gonna. For now, I'm not terribly worried about. Yeah, and so like these warnings I never get on my Mac because run it. All right, yeah, I want to run it. Let's see what this. Well, I suppose some people have joined since I last. I'll run the game for you guys. Just to show the folks that have joined. But first I need to hide my terminal. So this is the game. It's a classic ASCII roguelike. So you've got this ASCIified screen, but I've actually built in a toggle mode, so you can toggle between ASCII mode, classic ASCII mode, and graphical mode. So we hit T, and we actually have an image that we used as our background here. And then if we are ASCIifying the image, or if it's ASCII mode, then we ASCIify it, and we examine each cell and determine the best fit ASCII character and colors to use. So we generate that. Pepe the newbie, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. So that's kind of cool. We built our own ASCIification routine. Then jumping into the game, you've got your classic ASCII roguelike mode. Oh, we're gonna die right here because unbalanced. But for all these screens, we've got, they're based on actual graphics. And then we ASCIify them. So start a new game. See if we can find a weapon before we die. There's a sword. Good. So toggling graphics here. This is what we added just today. We added a graphical tile set. So if you prefer classic ASCII mode, you can go with this. If you prefer something with a little bit of graphics, you can go with that. Go on our inventory screen. Equip that sword. Now we've got a bat. The bat's kind of hard to see on that background. Maybe we'll play with the tile set a little bit, have it. And we die to our kobold. But we've got our Hall of Fame. And basically there's 20 levels. If you get to level 20 and get all the gems there, you win the game, quote unquote. So now let's see if this thing, how do we run this in Scripting? That's what I really want to see. It's theoretically compiled. Let's go back to this tutorial. General tips, There was a way to generate an HTML file. Here we go. To generate HTML, use the output command and specify an HTML file as the target. So we'll do this. We'll do dark.html. Did it work? We have an HTML file. Holy crap. I want to see this. I want to see this. Where's my browser? Let's cover that up. I want to see this HTML file. Will not be displayed in the editor because it's either binary, very large, or uses unsupported text encoding. Nice. I think it's really friggin' big. 325K. Oh, no, that's not great. Maybe it's unsupported text encoding? What? Yeah, it's not big. Let's try. Oh, it's all wacky encoding. So if I pull up, let's see. I lost my script. I thought there was a way that it would actually launch the browser into the Let's go in here. We'll do this. Dev. Go into caverns. Where's my HTML? So if we open this in Firefox, that's not a game. Oh, you guys can't see it. Look at my awesome game. Here it is. Whoa. So something's not. Something barfed. This game is awesome. Build the JavaScript version of this code. Simply specify the blah blah blah. Did that. There should now be an AOut.js. Do I have that in my... Oh, I can run it with Node too? Ah, interesting. Do I have an A.out? I don't. Let's see that. Yeah, it's a text adventure. Looks good. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, I'm gonna just try and do the compile again and see if I get an A.out.js, which it says. I don't see it. It's not. Oh. "46 warnings generated." It didn't give me any errors. Just a crap ton of warnings. They pulled in the SDL stuff, which is cool, but nothing. I don't see this A.out.js. MCC, Hello World SDL. Let's look at this Hello World SDL. That just does an SDL init, service, and that sort of thing. Good. So there's no linking or anything in here. What? Oh, maybe I should turn optimization off. Let's take out some of these. That was too much. Let's take out the optimization. I don't remember what. Okay. What if I pulled this one? No A.out.js. So in their SDL example, they don't actually have the include folder, but they may have their SDL. Yeah, they probably just have it all in the same folder. Definitely need that. And it'll build. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I've got some stuff in here that uses local files and stuff. I think I'm gonna have to take this off stream because I do use I load up I load up my config files and stuff when I'm and the graphics files, so I'm gonna need to change. I'm gonna have to add some code that will use the mscripten like file access stuff. Compile the example from the directory above tests to ensure the virtual file system is created. I wonder. Alright, this isn't going to be something that's going to happen cleanly. But, alright. No biggie. Call that one. Dark HTML. Done. Alright. Let's just do, we'll do a quick scan for to-dos, and then basically call it a day, I think. We'll see what that we don't actually use right now. So dungeon log, yeah, we're not going to do one-time data generation, we don't do that. Need a level cleanup function. Again, this is all like future enhancement type things. If anybody was interested in building out, you can do that. Chopping out, listen to bitmap images. We're not going to do that right now. And then this is just the debug stuff. I think let's just give it one last run through, and I think we can call this a call it a stream. Just do this. Got our lovely Hall of Fame here. And then start a new game. We'll go with classic ASCII old school mode. If you remember last time we added this animation, these kind of pulsating animations, we could go crazy with that too. Devil666, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So we added these kind of pulsating gems, which is kind of neat. Get that, we'll get that. We'll equip some of this stuff so that we don't get crushed by the snake. There's a sword. Equip that, and you remember, so we have these slots where the equipment can go. You can only have one item equipped per slot. So if we picked up something else that had the hand slot and we toggled it to equip, it would unequip this. Same for arm and head. Can't wear two helmets on your head, so. Got our staircase. Where are the gems on this level? Got 2 of them already. And we got, definitely want to pick up a battle axe because those things are awesome. So like I said, these are both hands, so I can either unequip this and equip it, or I can just equip. I can just toggle the equip and it'll do the right thing. Come here, bat. Time to get wrecked. I don't know where the gems are hiding. Let's just descend. Play this one with graphics mode. The bats are definitely hard to see. To add a graphics icon, graphic tile for our corpse, because right now it just shows up as the % sign. This is more NetHack mode. Classic ASCII. So, like I said at the beginning of the project, this is, the reason I undertook this project was, there were a couple reasons. One, wanted to do some development streaming, which I enjoy watching, and I wanted to start doing some streaming on my own. I wanted to learn C, or learn C better. It's been a while since I used C, so it was kind of the best way to learn a language is to do something with some substance. Do a project with some substance. So I defined this kind of classic ASCII roguelike as the scope, and kind of built out the different systems of the game engine. We did like field of view, we did the whole turn-based thing. We have really dumb AI, but it is AI for our monsters. We added the graphics layer. We did the procedural generation of our dungeon levels and the placement of items and monsters within those levels. Lots of different things that are components of games. And so it was nice to build those out in C and kind of learn how game engines work. How long did it take me? So this is the 50th stream. And each stream has been between, has lasted between an hour and a half to maybe 3 hours. Although I think we're going long today. So not a ton of elapsed time. Maybe 150 to 200 hours total. But I've been working on this, I think, probably over a year of elapsed time now, because I only stream, a couple times a week tops. And a lot of times I'll go a week or two without streaming just because life gets in the way. But I'm pretty happy with how things came out. And now if other people are interested in grabbing the source code and taking it to the next level or using it as a base for their own game. That was kind of, that's kind of what, one of the goals of the stream was as well, is to provide others with a base to build on if they wanted to, or just to mess around with. What's the license? I don't think I even put a license on the GitHub. I'll need to do that. It's basically, do with it what you want. It's, I guess it would be, what is it, MIT license, where it's basically, do with it what you will. If you build something cool with it, let me know. I mean, I want to, if you build beer license, buy me a beer. If you do something cool with it, I'd love to play your game. It's really that's about it. There we got. I think we got all the gems on this level. Nice. So I mean, I think it was as a project, it was successful. It's definitely not the most fun game to play, and there are some balance issues, but that's just kind of tweaking data and, doing run-throughs and seeing, how to better balance the game. You can certainly add more creatures. You can add more equipment. It would be cool to add maybe ranged weapons. That's one thing I didn't do. Oh, thanks, Arcade. Yeah, all of this stuff is archived on YouTube, so I've got the whole 50 stream set. It's set up as a playlist on YouTube, so if you wanted to go back and see different how I built different elements, you can look at the YouTube, or you can look at the commit history on GitHub. I've tried to put some comments in for each day's commit, like what we did on that particular session. So, I mean, I'm calling this project a success because it's while it's not the most fun game to play, it did kind of tick off all the boxes that I had set up for it in terms of goals. And so let's see, before I wrap things up, I think it would be fun to utilize that new, relatively new raid feature on Twitch, which is kind of cool. But if anybody has ideas, I'm wrapping up this project. I definitely am going to continue streaming. So I'm trying to come up with some ideas for what my next project might be. As I said earlier, Rust is an interesting upcoming language. So I might want to do something with that, do like a game in Rust, just to kind of kick the tires in Rust and see what's what, kind of force myself to learn that language. The other alternative is to do something that I'm more productive in now, and kind of build a more full-featured game, and that would be like build out a mobile game. I do iOS development professionally, and so it'd be kind of fun. I haven't done like really iOS game development, more like business apps and that sort of thing. So it might be fun to do an iOS game, and maybe even pull in some of the latest features, do like an augmented reality type game. That would be kind of cool. And that's something that's kind of up and coming. I think that, with Pokemon Go maybe being the most popular example of the genre so far, they didn't really do a whole lot with AR. They just gave you like the basic taste, but I think AR gaming is going to be in 2018, I think we're going to see a lot more offerings in that space. So that might be kind of cool to do something with that. So I don't even know who's, let's see, who's streaming. I don't even know. I'd like to host a fellow game dev. Trying to see what's. Guess we can do. Oh, Wobbly Trout is streaming. I enjoy watching him stream. Let's see. Who else? Who else? Who else? I think if you have watched him before, I believe he right now is working on a JavaScript game. I think it's a browser-based game. He's writing it JavaScript, if I remember correctly. And I may not be remembering correctly because, you know, I watch a lot of game dev streams. But I'm pretty sure that that's what he's doing. He's doing some cool stuff there. So I am going to probably initiate the raid feature on Twitch, and we'll raid Wobbly Trout. But before we go, before we do that, I want to thank everyone for watching today and previously. The GitHub link is right above my head here. You can grab the latest source code from GitHub. I'll upload this stuff. I'll do my commit after I end the stream here. And then, as I said, the YouTube videos are also, the link to the YouTube is up there. You can watch the entire series. And you can always hit me up on Twitter at PDCodes with suggestions for my next project or questions about this one. So let's go raid Wobbly Trout. And thanks everyone for watching. And I will see you in 2018. Have a great new year. Let's see. I think it's coming soon. Happy New Year to everyone. Alright. This raid is coming. Here it goes. Alright. Happy New Year, everyone. See you in 2018.